obviously EPA is big in our industry, CPO is big in our industry, your CAMT. So like any of that stuff that you can do that you want to get along that way, do it. If your company that you're at currently offers a reimbursement for, classes like that, great. Take advantage of it, but be willing to put in the work. There's a lot of guys now that, 3 months in, they want to move to the next level. Not saying that people aren't ready, they're not there, but be willing to put the time in, be patient. Sometimes it's going to take a little longer than you want it to be, and it's hard. I think we're kind of in a time where there's that instant gratification. Like, someone takes a course and, all right, well, I want to move up to the next thing. And it's like, that's great. You've got that basic knowledge, but now get that hands-on and the practical experience with it first. Make sure you're comfortable, make sure you've got that background, and find people that know more than you. It's not, there's nothing wrong with learning from people that know more. I mean, there's people that I still reach out to that, hey, I don't know everything. There's people that are a lot smarter in certain categories, and I've got no hesitation to reach out and contact them.
Over 90% of all the guests that I have on the show, I ask this question, and the answer is always the same. So, how do we turn the tables? How do we make the industry something that actually people desire to join? Like not by accident, by they actually know they actually wanted to join because it's a great place. They heard that there's an industry first of all, and then it might be a really cool one to be a part of.
Maybe from the outside looking in, see that there's just a position open, or maybe a maintenance supervisor, and they don't realize that, within those there's growth, but then also to move above those, there's a lot of great advancements and opportunities out there. So I don't know that there's a lot of great advertising around some of those other roles. I think it's strictly the site levels. So I think really showing what kind of a career path there could be for someone that comes in and excels at what they do.
We have obviously, boomers are not around anymore in our industry, doing hands-on work. Maybe a few, maybe a very few here and there, but now the Gen X's are, on their way out too. They're pushing 50, years old, some towards 60, and that's about, as far as they could go. It's a very demanding, physically demanding job. We're losing legacy knowledge. All the people that learned 20, 30 years ago how to properly fix things are just kind of exiting, and there's not much coming in. How do we fix this, skill gap, the legacy knowledge? How do we replenish it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best way is to almost kind of build a bench, just like in, sport. You've got guys that come in like a farm system. You're going to start them at groundskeeper or, whatever that be, and then really train them the right way and give them that career path. And, that's where that knowledge is going to get passed along. The supervisors that are there are going to kind of train their replacements, and as those people move up, the next person in line should be ready to go. And if we don't have those people ready to promote, then we're failing at doing our training and getting the right people ready. I think that's where it's really going to start and come from is, training from the bottom up.
I love your analogy with sports teams. When was the last time that you saw a newspaper ad that says the Carolina Panthers are looking for a quarterback? Do you remember?
Every day. Well, I'm a Chicago Bears fan though, so they need some too. So make sure we put an ad out for them as well.
Yeah. How often do they advertise the quarterback position in newspaper or on
Yeah,
Indeed?
yeah,
They,
they don't.
they
So
don't, and that's for a good reason because they have a backup of a backup. They have a bench team, second team, third team, fourth team, and so on and so forth. So they never run out of talent. They're always ready. I think military is a great example too, right? You always have people next in line, the chain of command to like take over and run. Run the show when the top person is not there. They're injured or God forbid, they're dying. So I love the analogy, and I agree with that. I agree that also people tend to forget that hiring shouldn't be an event. It's an ongoing situation, right? You should always be hiring. If you're not always hiring for all the positions in your company, you're doing something wrong. You're missing out on that.
I definitely think there needs to be more emphasis on training across the board to really bring in the skill sets. I think right now a lot of it is get the minimum to get by, even if it's having people that are specialized in certain areas. I think there's going to be a lot of room for new technology, whether it be applications, AI, things along that place, and really starting to digitize stuff, get away from the old ways of anything on paper, and really just become more efficient. I think there's a lot of room with new technology, whether it be in the HVAC industry or inspection platforms, to really take things to the next level and not only provide a better level of service to the residents, but also to help the associates excel in what they do, because a lot of these things are going to help train them as they work. And instead of just being a tool, it's going to be a resource and a tool for them.
What would you say to someone that you're looking at someone that has never been in a multifamily and you're trying to attract them? What are some things that you would communicate in that particular ad to convince them that, hey, this is a great industry and maybe you should consider joining us?
I tell them you don't have to be crazy to work here. We'll teach you. I mean, I think I would just tell them like, hey, it's like anything else. You can have fun doing with it. I mean, just because there's work to get done every day doesn't mean you can't have fun doing it. It's a lot of hard work, but it's rewarding. And there's a lot of opportunities for career growth. You can be very financially and career successful if you want to put in the time and learn. There's a lot of opportunities to learn additional skills and trades along the way. And even if you don't stay in the industry, like those skills are going to go with you for the rest of your life. So